Hey, what's up, traders? So we're running a contest every single month. We pick one winner who comments, likes, and to subscribe to my channel and comments on every video this month. We randomly pick a drawing, and hopefully it's you. Just be sure you like, comment, and are subscribed to this channel, and you'll get free access to our full training academy and everything it is have to offer. Good luck, peace, and enjoy the next video.
Hey, what's up, traders? It's June 5th, 2020. We just finished up NFP New York session. It's Friday, coming to a close, and we had a great NFP. It went really well in VIP groups, so we're going to go over that. We're going to go over the numbers, which were not good, but way better than expected. So that's a good thing for the United States and the world, and how we're all coming out of the coronavirus and everything we've been going through the past 3 months. So yeah, we have some good trades to look at and some good setups, which are going to carry us over into next week. So especially GA, I think EU could have been a big turnaround. So it was a crazy rally and risk all week. And maybe despite everything going on, the protesting and rioting and looting and all that stuff, who knows what could happen over the weekend. So I've been reading some crazy reports and seeing videos about like bricks being dropped off in cities like in New Orleans. I saw a video in Toronto. So man, let's hope it doesn't get too crazy over the weekend. But who knows what to expect. But we have some good setups. It's better that we stay on top of our trading and have a game plan going into it. And so yeah, so some room to make up for any loss that we had this week. And we made up some serious ground today for sure. So let's check out the charts. And yeah, hope y'all have a great, safe weekend. And here, let's take a look at the numbers before we get into anything else. And yeah, if you'd like to be a part of our trading group, click the link below. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome to my group. And I hope you find this video helpful. And to everybody that's in there, big shout out to everybody that is part of our community. So here is the NFP numbers. This is on the data flash from Forex Analytics. Is a pretty awesome tool, and it comes instant when the data comes out. So this was our forecasted number, and that's not 8,000 payroll, negative 8,000. It's actually 8 million. So from that, it looks like we had 2.5 million net gain in jobs. So in other words, 10 million 0.509 from the forecasted number. So definitely a huge win there. And unemployment is down from forecasted 19%. It was the previous month was 14. It was going to forecasted 19. It came in at 13. And you can also see this reflects not only in the U.S. data, but also in Canadian data. So that kind of leads me to believe that not only were the scientists and people predicting these numbers with coronavirus, not only were they obviously grossly off, so is this data, so is the economic data coming out. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on in the future, at least to be mindful of. So let's take a look at the trades that came out with NFP. So we got those numbers, and I was looking at Euro USD right off the bat. So this was a setup that if the numbers came in positive for the US dollar, and not only positive, because that could have been positive US data, I should say, could still meant negative dollar, but in the case it came in both positive for the dollar and positive for the jobs too. So But technically, so it looks like we got helicopters flying over. So it's crazy time we're living in. It doesn't sound like a news helicopter. This is like military helicopters. So I don't know if y'all can hear that. But look, we retested the spike here, and that came in at like 1.13, 1.13, and created quite a good-looking reversal setup here. So respecting this level of resistance, and we could end up today with a nice little reversal candle. Here we are in the 4-hour, and you could see that there's this nice almost looks like a shooting star candle here, and then a move to the downside. Plus, especially if we go to the hourly, we also have one of my favorite setups here, following a rejection, which would be a throw-over line. So you can see we had a breakout above this, and then a throw over back under it. And so these oftentimes are a big sign of a reversal. So this looks good. How far are we going to go is the question. But we're going to have to see. It depends on a lot of factors, and we're going to see what happens over the course of the weekend. But this 38.2, which comes in at 111, definitely seems like a pretty legit area to I'm going to change that to target. So that comes in, and honestly, even better, I don't know if we'll get that kind of strength, but would be around 110, which is also would be right at the 200 EMA here. So that's what we're looking at Euro USD. So we got the numbers. This is how I traded it. We got the numbers. I already had a plan for the euro to come down. I've been watching it, and of course, tried to short it to no avail a couple days ago, and then all euro pairs across the board. I'm a big correlations trader, and that's what I teach in our academy. How you can look for different correlations to really pick out what to trade in the market. So I knew USD, or once I saw that USD was gaining strength, then I looked at Euro USD and saw more of a high probability setup there. Then I went over to EJ, which we're still in, and honestly, I jumped the gun too early here, and I got, wish I got in a later entry, because we have a really similar setup as well to Euro USD. You can see this level right here is still holding up, but it's throw-over line, really similar to what's going on on EU. So that's what we're going to be looking at to fall. But here on the hourly, you can see some nice divergence there, and on the 4-hour, nice divergence there. Plus, I really like the sign of these reversal candles here on EJ. And so, like, in the training for the people that are in the academy, I don't just trade by candlesticks, but using them as confirmations for multiple confirmations is a great way to use them. So now we had this massive overbought move. I mean, look how far high we are on the RSI up there, just massively into uncharted territory. Just what a rally, to be honest, man. What a rally. So there we are, and then I go over to the 4-hour and I see these type of candlesticks, and that is a big sign of an upcoming reversal, and that's what we got here for that doji right there in the 4-hour. So, and how it looks in the on the hourly is we would be looking for this throwover line to fall for us to really, that would be confirmation for a really great entry there on EJ. So then we went in EJ. We also got into US dollar Swiss a little bit later in the game, but this has been a great trade. Been watching this formation. Another one of my favorite formations to trade are just a good old-fashioned triangle formation. So here we are. We broke down out of the triangle, and you may have seen me share in the group a chart like this. And I've been using these supply and demand zones and boxes a lot more. I think they really illustrate where you can see potential sellers in the market, and where a lot of times numbers where it's a big inflection point in the market. So you can see how it played both sides here as support, and then broke down and then became resistance here. So those are just setups that you gotta love and you have to take, so especially when you see them over and over and over again, which you saw here, and on the third time there. So this is a great trade too, because if we don't get the continued dollar strength, this is still going with the downtrending strength of dollar weakness. So I guess the downtrending of the dollar weakness, and in this case, not necessarily Swiss strength, I wouldn't call it that, but the weakness we've seen in the dollar over the past week. So here is, we also have been in a great trade in EG, which I think has almost hit our 100 pip target. I mean, look how so close right here. And you can see we had a more or less head and shoulder pattern. And what I'm going to be looking for this, and I shared this in the group, and this type of setup here, how, this is typically a bullish setup too. So it doesn't really look like this head and shoulders here is going to break this neckline, because you can see what the neckline is, this level of support and resistance. So, I think this is going to create a really good buying opportunity. And, actually after I finish this video, I'm going to send an alert to go ahead and take profits here on EG and be looking to buy, because we're also at this moving average down here too. So big confluence, and really no need to hold on to it any longer. And so let's take a look at our other yen trade that we've been in a couple of times now, AJ, and we've entered and re-entered, and so we've just hit our take profit point here for our first area. And so you can see, I mean, pretty similar to EJ. At this point, it's not like there's some huge technical observation, other than like, man, this thing, I thought it previously run out of gas, but here we are. Once you get into these like single digits in the RSI, or not single digit, this would be in the 90s, it's coming down. So those at 85. And then you can see where we are in the 4-hour RSI. And then on the 1 hour. So this is going to be a pretty big move to the downside. So this week was just an insane rally on risk, despite everything going on, looting and riots and all the crazy stuff that's happening right now. Still, we got massive move to the upside in equities, but I said this in a previous video, maybe towards the end of the week we would start to see the risk on. That hasn't quite happened at all, or risk off. So, I'm going to be looking forward going into next week. So last but certainly not least, and this is like the trade I've really been talking about and looking at, and we're going to be trading this for a while. And I'm going to do another video on how to trade with biases and using trade setups or signals. But I can present a trade to you, and just because of the numbers that I put out there, are typically it's the same format every single time. I encourage you to use your own numbers, and anything that I put out is just a suggestion for educational use anyways. You take the own trade, but and I do think we're going to get a move here in like GA, for example, that's going to be a, multiple 100 pip move, like easy, after this massive waterfall cascade of bearishness. So going to be looking for situations where we can get in and buy dips on this. And, we move to a big kind of supply zone like this, where price we'd be targeting, and that is like 500 pips from where we are now. So I send a signal that's 100 pips, but here it is for 500. So there are so many opportunities. I'm giving you a bullish bias that long term, especially when I'm sending a daily chart or something like this, long term, you can use your own skills as a trader to be like, okay, all right, so Clay sent a signal out here, or analysis. I've been doing analysis on GA all week, so hopefully you go home and use your own analysis and are like, okay, this makes sense to me. I see a trend line here on daily chart, and go to the 4-hour and see these big kind of this divergence for one definitely going on, and go to the daily chart and see these reversal doji handles. It looks like we're running out of gas, so now you have the opportunity to trade it at your own discretion, and I'm just kind of pointing the way to how you can get there. And so using your own strategies and your own approach to the market is the best way to do it, instead of just putting in numbers and going with it that way. So and that's never how I've ever said to do it. The best thing is to develop your own style as a trader, and I can show you a high probability setup in my mind that this has all the makings of a reversal. I just thought it was water. It's gonna rain. I thought a bird just pooped on me, but no. It's a sign from God that it's time to finish the video. So, but what I'm saying is, we could get a big bounce to the upside here for, 1,000 pips. And I've been saying this for all this week and last week, and it hasn't materialized yet. But now you can put it on your radar for when that does happen. And so, the same, just to use it as an example, and because somebody was messaging me about this from our group. So I think I'll do a whiteboard video to kind of talk about this a little bit more. But this big move in silver, I've been talking about since we had this false breakdown here, since 1480. So buying dips, using your own analysis to take us much further. I sent out trade setups for this to kind of light the way, so to speak, and then you can use your own analysis and your own skills that you developed as your own trader to profit in the market. So that being said, I think GA, man, is going to be a huge opportunity. And then also here, I do want to point out US dollar CAD, why we entered this. And, if you've been watching my videos, which I hope you have, if you're in our group, I've been talking about we broke down from this big triangle pattern. We had a breakdown, and I said once we broke down out of here, which you can say there's breakdown, retest, that our target was filling the gap here. So definitely filled the gap and finding some resistance or finding some support, plus look where we are on the RSI. So then we use our own reasoning to see if it's going to be a trade that we want to take. So I think the fact that we completed the move of filling the gap there is almost confirmation enough, really, because we had a move of 500 pips there. Plus, this is a perfect example of 3 drive on the RSI. 1, 2, 3. I mean, like, wow. 1, 2, 3, and then comes the push upward. So I talk about 3 drive in the trading. So go ahead and reference that if you'd like. So because of that, I also think dollar CAD potentially could be a really good setup, depending on what happens over the weekend and where we come with risk starting next week. So have an awesome weekend, everybody. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and share this video if you have any trader friends or you're in some chat rooms or something like that. And have an awesome weekend, everybody. Stay safe out there too if you live in any big cities, because we're all upset with what's going on in the world, but violence is never the answer. So if you're out there protesting, be careful, and I'll see you in the VIP chat room. All right, everybody. Peace.